What's up, guys? This is the JP Mexican, and today I want to talk about some stuff that I didn't feel like talking about during the Pokemon episode, so I just thought it deserved its own video, so that's what I'm doing today. Now, if this video seems like it's kind of all over the place, I apologize. There's a lot of stuff I have on my mind and I want to talk about, and I've kind of half scripted this, but not really. So if it gets messy, that's why. I apologize. So I actually need to give some context so this all makes sense. I think it's two different stories, technically three, really just two though. I've mentioned a few times during the Super Mario Let's Play that before I started the Let's Play proper, I did a practice run on Discord with my friends. It was me, my buddy John, and my buddy Magic. Shout out to Magic and John, Magic John. Shout out to those guys. And then a third gentleman arrived and started watching me play. For the sake of the story, we'll call him Billy. Billy was there with us talking about stuff. And then eventually John left. He went to bed. So John, if you're listening, this is probably the first time he's heard this story because I didn't tell him. Maybe Magic told him. I don't think he did though. I don't know how we got to this point in the conversation. Honestly, I don't remember. I think Magic said something like Nintendo should do because he was comparing like Sega to Nintendo and how Sega are now like hired that one dude who made Sonic Mania. I don't remember his name, but that dude like started by making ROM hacks, and Magic's argument was like, "Oh, Nintendo should do that, right? Nintendo should hire like fans that make good quality like fan games to make their actual games." Billy came out with the seven I would say maybe not 7-year-old, but maybe like at least 5-year-old argument at this point. The classic Nintendo is run by a bunch of old Japanese businessmen that are treating it like the 1980s still, and they're old and they won't get with the times and they treat their fans like crap. You know, nothing new, nothing new. This is stuff that I've heard, I think, as far back as maybe 2014, you know? Nothing new, but like to the T stuff that I would hear. Like maybe we watched the same videos or something. Like I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But these are old like talking points, you know? So that was just kind of weird. Also, I forgot to mention, Billy, during this whole conversation, was very asshole-ish, so I completely just disengaged from the conversation, because I was like, I don't want to talk about this, I don't care, this guy's being a dick, I'm just gonna play Super Mario. So he brought up, I can't remember exactly what all the examples he gave, but he talked about Smash, the Smash community, and how Nintendo had shut down, I think a few tournaments or events in the past, and that despite all this, they hold on strong and they keep on going. Some crap like that. Something like oh, Nintendo's whipping us, but we're gonna keep going strong. It didn't sound like it's okay. We're still going strong. It was like pity me kind of thing. I don't know. I don't like Billy. So Billy's basic argument was Nintendo is stuck in the past and is acting like we're still in the 1980s. All right, so let's put a little pin in that. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, fast forward to now, I guess. For the past almost a year now, I've been listening to this podcast, Timcast IRL. If you want to go check it out, go ahead. It's a pretty good podcast. Be warned though, they do get into politics quite a bit, and if you're not comfortable with hearing political opinions that aren't your own, you're definitely not going to enjoy the show. Personally, that doesn't bother me, so I enjoy the show quite a lot, actually. And they don't just talk about politics, but that's kind of like that has been their main focus last year, because it was the election, obviously. But now they're trying to go into like a more general culture kind of direction, it seems like. But one thing that they've been mentioning lately is that it's important to build culture, not just to complain about the movies that come out and how they suck, or the videos that come out and how they suck, or the whatever cultural thing and how it sucks. And it's important to actually like participate in the culture and make things yourself. For example, this guy Tim was a big Magic the Gathering fan back in the day. I think he said he's been playing since he's like 9 or 10, maybe a bit older. Uh, I know nothing about Magic, so I don't know. But he says the game kind of sucks now. Power creep has like ruined the game. Him and his buddy Ian made a Magic joke that I don't understand. It was basically like we start playing Magic and we just roll a 20 a d20 and see who wins, because that's how the game is now. I don't get that reference because I never played Magic ever, so I don't know. I mean, the joke is it's very luck based, but I don't know how true that is or how, I don't know. But okay. So, but instead of just complaining constantly about how Magic's changed and how it sucks now and how power creep ruined the game and yada yada yada, him and his buddies are actually making a card game for themselves. He hasn't really gotten into like details on like the rules or anything, or if it's gonna be like Magic. I think the implication it's gonna kind of be like it, but I think that's a great thing. Not just like sitting there complaining like, oh man, Magic sucks, oh it sucks now, oh it sucks. He's actually like, he went, oh Magic sucks. I'm gonna go make my own thing. Oh, the dog's barking. He decided to go make or start to make his own thing. He isn't just gonna sit there and complain and expect to receive a better product from a company. He's actually going to make one. It's almost like he realizes he's not in the 1980s and that he doesn't need to just wait for the company to give him what he wants. He can go make what he wants, or he can find another company to make what he wants if he really wanted to. But he has the ability to make something he wants to make, something that he would like to play. Third story kind of thing. I watched the Gen 4 remake trailers. I think I was like 3 weeks behind on that. But I watched those and everybody knows how people reacted to that. They were complaining about how it looked, they were complaining about this, they were complaining about that. But even if those trailers hadn't come out, just like look at the state Pokemon is in general. Like the last 3 generations, people have not been very happy. You could argue like what was the last good generation, whether it was Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 3, or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, I would say most of the Pokemon community or people that just play Pokemon have been critical of the last 3 generations more so than others. People are kind of like sick of it, and a lot of people will just complain how it's not good anymore, how it's too like user friendly. That's not the word they use, but like just too easy and all that stuff. They'll complain about it, which is fine, which is good, but then they'll go out and buy the game anyways. Or they'll go and buy the game, and then they'll buy I think it does Sword and Shield 2 DLCs, I think. They'll go and buy those too. They're not voting with their dollar. And that's fine. If you want to buy the game, like just because you complain about it doesn't mean you can't buy it. But what are you going to do? Like if you're going to complain so much about something and you find it that important, you should like work towards a fix to it. And I think personally a fix towards Pokemon's problem is competition. Do you honestly think Pokemon needs to try and make a good game in order to sell? No, it doesn't. And it hasn't had to for a very long time. Maybe since Gen 5, maybe since Gen 4, maybe since Gen 3. I don't know. It's hard to say. But we could get into the reasons why the quality is dipped and yada yada yada. I don't really care about that. I'm not interested in discussing whether Game Freak is responsible or just the whole Pokemon company as a whole or whatever. I don't really care about that. What I want to talk about is like solutions to the problem. Now, is Game Freak going to fix their games? No, they're not, unless we give them a reason to. Vote with your dollar and competition, man. If something comes up and people want to play that more than Pokemon, then Game Freak will do something about it, you think the Pokemon company's going to be like, oh yeah, we're second place now to like this other collectathon? Yeah, no. They're going to put some money in there. They're going to get some people to know what they're doing to fix the stuff. Maybe they'll start listening to the fans. Stuff like that. Now, yes, there is another Pokemon S game that has come out. Temtem. I honestly don't know much about it. I looked into it a little bit. It seems to be more like a competitive oriented game. From what I understand, like none of the moves can miss, and they're all double battles, which is like the main like competitive format for Pokemon, I think. So it's very much like Pokemon has types and stuff like that as well. I think only 4 moves just like Pokemon. It's very similar. But basically, the thing I wanted to just talk about was the importance of building culture, like I already said. Um, I have no reason to buy any of the new Pokemon games ever. The last gen I was excited about was Gen 6. You know, that's because it seemed like everybody was excited, like genuinely. And there seemed, at least in my circle, the people that I watched on YouTube, the people that I talked to, that there was very little negativity. It seemed like everybody was excited, for the most part. And then we were excited. It came out. People liked it. People didn't like it. Whatever. That's not really the important thing. But then when Gen 7 came out, like honestly, I didn't even know Gen 7 ever came out. Like I don't remember when I found out like Sun and Moon were a thing. I don't remember if I found out before they came out or after they came out. Like that's how much it was just like a nothing to me, you know? And part of that, honestly, is because it looked pretty much the same. Like I'm not talking about like design wise or whatever. I mean like the fact that they're using the same models and the same animations. I think that affects like I think that affected that a lot, honestly. And then this one, Gen 8, like it looks better. Obviously, it's gonna look better, but the whole like not bringing back all the Pokemon was like a big letdown to a lot of people. The trees look worse than the trees from Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time. There was all that stuff. The excuses they gave for why there wasn't gonna be all the Pokemon was because they were making new models and new animations. Uh, and that wasn't true at all. Like yeah, people are not happy with that game. There's some people who are like, this is pretty cool. More like the casual people, or like the people just like, who cares? Like I'm honestly don't really care that much, which is fine too. But there's a lot of people who do care. I guess, I guess I just wanted to talk about this a little bit. I think it's important to not just complain about something and then do nothing about it. Let's actually like get up and do something. Like again, I mentioned in the well, I think this episode might be coming out before episode 6 of Pokemon Crystal, but I mentioned in there that I'm starting a card game. I'm starting my own card game because that's something I've always wanted to do. Even before I ever played like the Pokemon card game, I was always like, man, that would be pretty cool to make one. I made one. I made a very simple one in high school, and I don't know why I just got the urge lately to make one. But I also want to make an RPG. That's something that I mentioned before that I regularly get like the urge to make one. So I'm gonna first make I'm gonna make the card game first, and then I'm going to eventually take like those characters and put them into an RPG. I have like no idea how to program. I have no knowledge of any like game making programs or anything. You know, I made a few I made a few flash games in high school, and that's it. Like you need to know how to program to make an RPG because there's a lot of like number calculations and stuff like that, and yeah, stuff. Doesn't matter. Like I'm still like I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm gonna plan everything on paper first if I need to, and then I'll figure out how to put that on a computer and make it into an actual video game. And if I need to like find somebody, like I'll find the person who knows how to do that if I really need to, or I'll just figure it out myself. But I'm doing it. I want to do it. Like this is a long term project. Obviously, especially like the RPG part of the project, very long term. But the card game, like yeah, dude, like that's not super hard to make. Like you just like yeah, you just need to like play test it and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna sell it, and people are gonna buy it. Like no, I'm just gonna make it for myself, and if somebody wants to buy it, like sure, go ahead. I don't know. I don't even know how I would do that, but I'll figure it out. That's not like the point. Isn't like, oh, I don't know. Like I'm just so sick of people just like complaining just about everything and how their life sucks and how everything sucks. Like, oh, school sucks. Oh, we have so much homework to do. Oh, my job sucks. I hate school. I hate this. I hate that. And just not doing anything to fix it. It's just so annoying. I'm so sick of it. I'm just so sick of that crap, man. So I want to make a game, and I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna freaking figure out how to do it. I don't know how it's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or oh, it's too hard. Yeah. So that's about it. I don't really know how to end this. Uh, I don't know. Thank you all for watching. If you watched the whole thing, could you drop a like? That'd be pretty cool of you. You'd be a pretty cool person. Check out some of my other videos too, if you would like. That'd be also pretty cool. And yeah, it's about building culture, man. All right, peace.